What's up, guys? I think we're live. Gonna just wait for some of the comments to start coming in. Let me know if you guys can see, hear me. Is everything pretty good? Yeah, okay, so we're live. So what we're gonna talk about today, guys, is the dealer tour with the C8 Z06. I know a lot of you have asked me where this is going on at, how you can see the car, where you can see it, all that stuff. So we're gonna actually go over it. There's a list that has been generated by our friends over at the Corvette Blogger, and we're going to go through that in a second. But one of the dealerships, you guys may know them, Ciocca, is actually in New Jersey. They have already gotten the car. So starting today, they're showing off the Z06, and it is there for you guys to see. Now, from here, it's going to go to a bunch of different states in the U.S. I have a semi-complete list of where this car is going to end up, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So before we start, though, I'm going to show you some pictures from the Ciocca event today. One of the forum members on the Corvette forum took some really good pictures, and I want to go over them with you guys because there's a lot to see there. So just like with the base C8, we had a dealer tour, and they went through a bunch of different states, and in that time frame, they also had set up the interior options, like the different seats, the different wheels, all that stuff. The Z06 is getting the exact same treatment, so there's a lot to see. So let's take a look at what they have to offer here, and that is going to be right here on the Corvette forum. So if we scroll down a little bit, we get the user here. His name is Ching Ho, and he has taken some pictures and talked a little bit about the car. So he says, from the Ciocca event, press entry, indoor low lighting, no color corrections or filters. He's also attached a couple different target top options. So there's a bunch of different information here, but the big one, of course, the one that everybody wants to see, is that beautiful Z06. So as you guys can see, this is the Z07 package car. I believe this is the same one that was in Stradman's driveway. So if you guys watched his video where Chevy actually dropped this car off for him to kind of see and hear and all that stuff, this is the one. So it is literally making its way around the U.S., and we're going to talk about what states it's going to be in very soon here. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to just go over some of this information for you first. Let's see if there's any questions available before we do. So Blue Vet says, hello, Justin. I'm out at dinner celebrating one of my daughter's birthdays, but wanted to say hello. Oh, I appreciate that, Blue Vet. Thank you for tuning in, even though you're living life. Dave C says New Hampshire tomorrow. Yep, we're going to go over all the scheduled dates here in a second, but I do believe you're right. Michael M says Green Bay, old school. Yeah, I actually have two of them showing today, Mike. So that, guys, those of you on the feed right now, we have Michael Matarazzo on here with us again. So for those of you who don't know who he is the salesman at Click Lewis Chevrolet in Palmyra, Pennsylvania. So he's kind of in the know when it comes to the Corvette stuff, especially the C8 Z06. He actually is the one that worked with me to get my C8 originally, and he's the one I'll be buying my C8 Z06 from as well. So he's kind of a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the Corvette. He is in the chat. So if you have any questions for him, you can ask him right there in the chat, or you can shout it out to me, and I'll make sure to get an answer from him for you. The yellow Z06 landed at McMulkin this evening. Interesting. I didn't realize that they were sending two different ones. So that's why these kind of live videos are great. I thought it was going to be the same red one throughout the entire time. So interestingly enough, it looks like the yellow one is going around at the same time. So now I'm not sure if I'll see the red one whenever it goes to where I'll be seeing it. Let's see. So front seat driver, Jason is tuned in. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. I thought GM was bringing it by my house, but apparently they never heard of me. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess you have to have 3+ million subscribers for GM to stop by your house with the Z06. I wish it wasn't that way because I'd love to have one in my driveway too, but... All right, so guys, we're going to go through this information a little bit more. As you can see here, the red Z06 is sitting there. It is the Z07 package car, but it does not have the exposed carbon fiber ground effects or the exposed carbon fiber wheels. So the wheels are carbon fiber in this car, in this picture here, but they are not exposed carbon fiber. They are painted. So carbon flash painted carbon fiber wheels. That's a mouthful, I know. The front splitter, the side skirts, they're all carbon flash painted, not exposed carbon fiber. Now, honestly, in my opinion, I think red looks pretty good with the carbon flash accents instead of carbon fiber, but to each their own, I guess. So scrolling down a little bit more, we can start to see a little bit more features of this car. The big thing that really stands out to me is the front bumper. The front bumper is very massively different from the base C8, and it looks a lot more aggressive. Obviously, you have that opening in the front to allow all the air to come in and cool down that car as much as possible. You got the dive planes in the front, all of which is carbon flash painted, not exposed carbon fiber. Definitely a different look. Pretty cool, nonetheless. Sonny Miller, we're going to be talking about all of the places that this is going to hit here in a second. The list I have is pretty full, but it's not 100% complete yet, so there are some places that have not been documented yet. Michael Matarazzo, again, the salesman from Click Lewis, he's the guy that I deal with. He is saying that there is no allocations until the end of March. We should have some C8 Z06 information, more so coming here very soon. I'm thinking price, allocation info, the ability to order, all coming very soon. So if you guys didn't see the previous video, I talked about how you can order this car and when. It's going to be around March 24th is when you're going to be able to start actually putting in orders. So it's not that far away. Anyway, we can also see in this car here, again, this is at Ciocca in New Jersey. And you can see it actually has the red seat belts in there as well. So this is a really, really nicely spec'd car. If I had to spec one, this would be pretty close to what I would want to choose for this color at least. So scrolling down some more, we get a better look at those wheels and those giant carbon ceramic brakes in the background there. So again, you can clearly tell in this picture here, this is the carbon fiber wheel, but it is not exposed carbon fiber. It is painted carbon flash, which is basically black with some heavy metallic flake in it. Some questions. Love your channel and your Black Beauty. Lots of good info. When are you getting your Z06? So Phil Ludo wants to know when I'm getting the Z06. I am going to be getting it pretty early on. So basically, whenever the car is available, I should have it within a couple weeks after that at the absolute most. I will be getting it from Click Lewis Chevrolet in Palmyra, Pennsylvania, and I'll be getting it from our friend Mike Matarazzo. He's right here in the chat. If you guys want to ask him any questions, he is the salesman there at Click Lewis that I deal with. He's a wealth of knowledge. I've already said it a couple times, but for those of you joining in, he knows what he's talking about. So he's here to answer any questions for you guys. He's the guy I deal with. Mike says he is not ordering me a red car. All right. Yeah, we'll see. I'm honestly, the red is still really nice. I am a big towards red guy when it comes to Corvettes, but I've since kind of shifted a little more to black. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Justin, yeah, whenever I get it, man, you're more than welcome to come over. It's going to be freaking nuts. Eric says that he left Michael Matarazzo a message today. Hope to hear from him. So, yeah, you can call Mike Matarazzo or Greg Lewis. I'll put their information in the description of this video once it's not live anymore. All right, so moving on. This particular car here, again, at Ciocca in New Jersey. Like I said, it has the carbon fiber wheels, but they're painted. It has the carbon ceramic brake package. But the one thing that's kind of annoying here is that it has chrome lug nuts. So the C8 and obviously the Z06 as well offers the option for black lug nuts. And this car, probably more so than any car I've ever seen in my life, really needs it. Those things really seem to stand out something fierce. I'm not sure if I really dig that. But black lug nuts are always a good thing. You can also see those dive planes there in the front, definitely looking insane. I mean, these things are just so freaking aggressive. But yeah, let's move on a little bit here. Again, another shot from the front. You're getting a real clear view of how giant those front radiators are. And I mean, these things are significantly larger than they were on the base C8. Again, we want to make sure that this car stays cool, and that's awesome that they're taking care of business as far as that's concerned. You can also kind of get a little bit of a glimpse in the wheel well there at how race-inspired these tires are. Now, these are the Cup 2Rs, meaning they're basically racing slicks. And you can pretty clearly see it there. There is like no tread on these things. All right, so Eric, it looks like Mike Matarazzo is going to give you a call tomorrow. Front seat driver Jason says, yes, black lug nuts make a huge difference. Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Front Seat Driver's YouTube channel, head over there now. He actually just made a video changing out his lug nuts on his C7 Z06 to black ones, and they make a massive difference on any car, but his looks really good with it. Eric says the red mist is sweet too. I absolutely agree. So down at the Pittsburgh International Auto Show is where my ZR1 is right now, and they have a red mist Z06 sitting down there that I'll be making some content with probably tomorrow. Mike says I'm hilarious with the lug nuts. Yeah, I know. It's the details, man. The details always get me with these cars. So anyway, scrolling through these pictures a little bit more, you can clearly see the giant front splitter in this picture as well, the dive planes, the giant radiators, the wheels, those insane Cup 2R tires, and even a little bit of the carbon ceramic rotors and some of the side skirt. So these pictures on the Corvette forum are actually really good. This guy got some really high quality shots of the car, and it's looking really awesome. Now again, like I said, this car does not have any of the exposed carbon fiber parts. So the side skirts, front splitter, dive planes, spoiler, wheels, they're all carbon flash painted. And that's interesting. I haven't really seen a car shown yet that had the carbon flash painted spoiler. All the ones I've seen were the exposed carbon fiber. So this car is strictly red and black, and I love that look. This is basically what my C7 Z06 looked like. Red and black, that was pretty much it. No exposed carbon fiber, just carbon flash everywhere. I'm not against this. This car is actually spec'd really nicely. Paper Tiger says he wants to see the Z06 in person. You might try to go to the auto show. Yeah, you definitely should, man. It's the Z06 is there. It's not the Z07 car from what I can tell, but it's still something to behold. I definitely have to see this thing in person myself. Are you going to lose that radical sounding exhaust sound if you upgrade the exhaust? Scotty wants to know if you're going to lose any exhaust sound by upgrading it. I don't think so. I'm actually in talks with AWE right now to get an exhaust on this car as soon as I get it. And if I had to guess, they're going to make it sound even better than stock. So I'm going to say no. You're probably not going to lose any sound by messing with it. But you never know. We'll see what happens. I love carbon, but this looks fire. I totally agree. I'm all about exposed carbon fiber. My ZR1 has exposed carbon fiber all over it, and that's cool, but this one definitely looks really awesome. I mean, from this shot, you guys can see here, you can see the center exiting exhaust. This one has the black exhaust tips, the more aggressive rear diffuser, since it's the Z06, obviously. You got the carbon flash painted wing, and then, of course, you got the amazing 5.5 liter flat plane crank in here. But one of the interesting things you could tell in this picture is the barrels of the wheels. You can see in here, they're actually white. Now, I've talked about this in previous videos, but what that is basically a heat resistant coating that helps protect the carbon fiber from the heat generated from those brakes. So I don't love that look, I'll be honest. I'm hoping there's something you can do to cover that up, because that's kind of weird. If you have a black wheel with a white barrel, I'm not sure I dig that look, but it is what it is. So another thing I'm noticing from this side profile is what appears to be a relatively small wheel gap on the front and maybe a little bit more on the back, but still significantly smaller than it was on the base C8. And that's pretty good, because there was a little too much on that car, if you ask me. So this one looks like it is riding a little bit lower, and that will actually come into play here in a second, because the person who took these pictures actually measured it. He measured how low the car sits, and it actually sits a little higher than I thought it would, to be honest with you. So, question is, will that carbon fiber, is it going to be expensive? It probably is going to be expensive. I estimate the wheels, the carbon fiber wheels, the option is probably going to be around just a hair under $10,000. So $9,999. That's typically how GM prices stuff. But I'm not sure if that's going to be just for the carbon fiber wheels or if that's going to be the exposed. The exposed carbon fiber may be a little bit more expensive. I love that it's a coupe with the top off, says Mike Monterazzo. I agree. So this guy actually took some pictures of the different top variants here. So you have obviously just your painted top, then the carbon fiber top, and the transparent one as well. Now, scrolling through these pictures a little bit more, this one's interesting because you can really see the front bumper on this car and how much different it looks than the base C8, which oddly enough is parked really well right behind it. The exact same color and everything. You can very clearly see the difference in that bumper. It is a lot more aggressive looking on the Z06. So you got that very aggressive looking bumper. The splitter sticks out further. The dive planes are freaking insane looking. Then, of course, the front end is all opened up for as much cooling as possible. This thing looks legitimately like a race car. Yeah, guys, Great White North Corvette. Thanks for bringing that up, man. If you're liking the content so far, guys, please smash that thumbs up button. The more thumbs up we get here, the more this video is circulated around to other Corvette enthusiasts, and it helps out the channel massively. So if you could, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps more than you would know. So Space wants to know, you think we can get the wing without paying the expensive price for the carbon fiber? Yes. So I actually mentioned that a little bit ago. If we go back up here, you can see this is the spoiler here is painted carbon flash. So it is not exposed carbon fiber, but it probably still is carbon fiber. It's just painted. So it will be slightly cheaper than your exposed carbon fiber options. The entire car has the side skirts, the splitters, everything on this car is painted carbon flash instead of being exposed carbon fiber. Front bumper is similar to the ZL1 design. It's not far off. I mean, the ZL1 is a friggin' nasty looking car. So this, with GM, they're definitely gonna kind of borrow design cues from their cars, and that I can see that a little bit. So scrolling down, this is one of the more controversial, I guess, design elements of the Z06, the side scoop. So again, this is all carbon flash painted. I actually don't know if they offer this in carbon fiber just yet or not, but I'm sure they will eventually. But this is, in my opinion, this actually is one of the biggest things that makes this car look better than the base C8. Now, obviously, that's my opinion. Yours may differ, but this side scoop sells this car to me as a high-performance supercar. And the base C8 really didn't do that as much to me. But this one, there's something about that side scoop that literally just screams supercar. Phil says he is not a big fan of the Z06 high wing. What do I think? I actually love the high wing. I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I didn't. So I know where you're coming from. It's a different design, that's for sure. But the more I see it on this car, the more it grows on me, and I absolutely freaking love it. Jason says, I like the side air intake on the Z. Not a very big fan on the base C8. One of my least favorite parts. Yeah, I totally agree. There's something about it on the ZR or the Z06 here that looks more supercar. It looks more complete is probably what it is. So Scotty agrees. He does not like the look of the side intake here. So I know there's a lot of people out there that don't. And that's why I feel like I had to mention that, because I really do. There's something about that. I mean, it closely mirrors the side scoop on the C8R, I guess is probably why, but it looks freaking awesome. King Ramirez says, I love the stock multi-spoke wheels more. So he likes the Z06 wheels more so than the Z07 or the carbon fiber wheels here. I'm not, honestly, this is probably the first Corvette I've ever seen that I would gladly take either one of those two wheels. So neither option is the winning option for me. I would gladly take either one. They did a great job styling both of the wheels for this Z06. So coming down to the next picture here, you can actually see the roof in the trunk. So the roof is obviously taken off, and in the trunk there, it's the fully painted red one. So no carbon fiber options there, but if you look down a little bit further, we can see again the 4 quad exhaust tips here, and they're black painted with that aggressive rear diffuser. I don't know, man. This car just looks so freaking good to me. I can't even pick out one thing that looks better than the next. The way the wheels are set up, the car stance, it looks really, really awesome. Justin Reed says, GM, please bring back the manuals for us who love to row our own gears. 100%, man. I wish that would happen, but the further we go with these cars, the more I realize it's probably never happening. So, as sad as that sounds, I would not hold my breath. Now, obviously, guys, this is at Ciocca, so the dealership in New Jersey. And if you look out of the window here, there's another yellow Z06 sitting here, and another looks like a red, possibly red mist. Not Z06, I'm sorry, C8. Both C8s sitting out front. We got a yellow one and either a red or a red mist. So this is a dealership that has some C8s, that's for sure. And they're the first one to get the Z06 dealer tour car. That's what we're going to be talking about here in a second, is when you'll be able to find one near you in your state. James H. says, was the event very crowded today? I plan on going there tomorrow. Is there a way to view the car? James, I was not actually there, but based on the pictures I saw, it didn't look like it was too crowded. I was actually kind of surprised. The orange Z07 convertible in the unveiling trailer looks so exotic. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a giant fan of the new orange, but it looks really good on this car. I don't know. You can't have a bad color on this Z06, it seems. So this is probably one of my favorite pictures right here. I'm a big sucker for side profiles of a sports car, and this one looks really good. There's something about the 21-inch rear wheels and the 20-inch front wheels that really, it makes the car look shorter. And I'm sure that's what GM was going for. That's what they wanted to do, because it really helps give this car a sportier look. I know a lot of people were upset whenever they went with 21s and 20s, because it typically generates, the bigger your wheels, obviously more weight. But the look of the car, you can't beat it. The 21 and 20s look so good on this car. Morrow said the yellow Z06 with the Z07 package looked best IMO. It really did look really good. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a yellow fan typically. Mike Monterazzo will attest to this, but it looks really awesome. And it was probably the first car I've ever even considered buying in yellow because of how awesome it looks. Eric, I agree. Rapid blue is an insanely beautiful color in person. It photographs poorly, in my opinion. It's hard to capture that color in a photo or even in video, but in person it is very nice. So scrolling down a little bit more, guys, you can see this car is equipped with the carbon fiber level 2 package, which of course gives it the carbon fiber throughout the center console here, over on the doors, all the way up to the dashboard. Also, you got your Z06 steering wheel here with the carbon on the bottom, and then on the top, all the way around the speedometer here. This basically, the interior of this car is loaded with carbon fiber. Now this car, you can see in the seats here, these are the competition seats. So on the back part where you would see the headrest also is going to have carbon fiber on it. So this car is carbon fibered out, and it's got the red trim. It is obviously a 3LZ package, because for those of you who don't know, you cannot get the level 2 carbon fiber without it being a 3LZ. So if you want to get a 1 or a 2LZ, you will not be able to get this level 2 carbon fiber center console. So moving on down here, this is where I was slightly disappointed, because we have the engine appearance package with the carbon fiber over here, but we did not get the carbon fiber engine cover on this particular car. So I think the engine of this car kind of looks a little bit unfinished without some sort of cover. It is really interesting, though, to look at this thing, the way it's set up. You got obviously your dual intakes here. It very, very Ferrari-esque is what it looks like to me. Rodney wants to know if the price has been released yet for the Z06. It has not officially been released, but some sources that I have and some knowledge I have from the C7 lineup tells me it's going to start right around $90,000. So we won't know official pricing for another probably week or so, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how long GM wants to push it. But I'm thinking it's going to be right around $90,000 before options. Space asks, do you think they will offer pearl white color without having to purchase the anniversary edition? I've been wondering that myself, because I'm interested in the carbon flash color, and I don't want to get the anniversary edition car. So I'm hoping that they will offer those colors without it. But this person that takes these pictures at the dealer tour today took some pictures of the color options, and those seem to have been by themselves over with the 70th anniversary edition. So it looks like, to me, it looks like you might not be able to get that color unless it's the anniversary edition. Okay, so scrolling down some more through these pictures here. They also grabbed some pictures of just some base C8s. This is obviously your convertible. Down here, another convertible. And we got a red coupe. There's a lot of C8s at this dealership. Now, here's where some of the options start kicking in here. We got some pictures of the base C8 Z06 wheels. And obviously these are forged aluminum wheels. So these are going to be a little bit stronger than your typical Corvette wheel, which is a good thing because for those of you who don't know, the C7 wheels had a lot of issues with cracking. And this was why. They did not use forged aluminum, but they are doing it now. So we have black, which looks to be almost a satin. And then over on the other side, we have a satin graphite. So the satin graphite is actually the same color wheel that I have on my C7 ZR1. It's an interesting color wheel. Scrolling down some more, we got the machine face wheel and titanium satin. That's actually a cool color too. These are the wheels, like I said, it doesn't matter if you get the Z06 wheels or the carbon fiber Z07 wheels. They are really nicely designed. Yeah, these wheels are definitely very nice. James H. wants to know, will there be an option for blue brake calipers? So, according to this, no. They actually go through and show all the different colors of the brake calipers, and blue is not one of them. Scrolling down some more, we see here you got the carbon fiber painted wheels, which is what this particular red Z06 has on it. It is carbon fiber, but they're painted carbon flash, which you can actually see a little bit of the metallic flake in this spoke right here in the light. And then, of course, on the other side is the exposed carbon fiber. It's the exact same wheel, only not painted. Oddly enough, they show them here, though, with black lug nuts. So apparently GM knows that they look better with black lug nuts as well, but they don't give them to you for the dealer cars for some reason. Scrolling down some more, this is where we get to see the colors of the car. So obviously we have our hypersonic gray, our caffeine metallic, torch red, silver flare, amplify orange, red mist, Elkhart Lake blue, black, and Arctic white. Rapid blue, ceramic, matrix gray, and accelerate yellow. But down here, for those of you asking about this, this is boxed off and it's on its own, indicating that these two colors are only going to be available for the 70th anniversary. That is disappointing, but it doesn't guarantee anything yet. It just looks like it's going to be on its own. So if you're wanting that white pearl metallic or the carbon flash metallic, you might have to get the 70th anniversary to get those. On GM Authority website, they said the price will be released in March. Yep. So, Charles, we talked about that about a week ago. I put out a video talking about the fact that you were going to be able to actually start ordering this car on March 24th. So, we'll obviously, to order it, we're going to need to know the price before then. So, worst case scenario, we're going to get the price of this car on the 23rd. I would imagine it's going to be a significant amount of time before then. I'm thinking probably the first or second week of March at the latest. And at that point, obviously, you'll know if you're going to be able to order this car or not. So, scrolling down some more, we got some more options here. These are the caliper colors that you can get. We can obviously get the gray, black, yellow, orange, edge red, or the red here, which obviously matches torch red. That's all they have for colors here. Now, Mike Matarazzo just said you can obviously get these painted any color you want after the fact, but from the factory, those are the 6 colors that we're getting, it looks like. So scrolling down some more, this is where we see some of the options, the steering wheel, the engine cover that this particular dealer car is missing for some reason, and the side view mirror there showing the carbon fiber mirror caps. So the steering wheel of this car was kind of something I didn't really like originally until I drove my C8, and then I really got to love it. It's really an interesting design. It really works nicely. With the carbon fiber on this car, on the steering wheel, it's going to look even better. So scrolling down here now is where the guy starts to measure the ground clearance of this car. Now, this particular part here looks like it is 4 inches. So this is the lowest point of the car is 4 inches. And I actually think this is the rear of the car. But he measured the front lip. And in the middle of the front lip, somewhere in this article here, he says that it was 6 inches. So up off the ground, 6 inches is pretty significant still. And not only that, you guys got to remember you also have the option for the front end lift. So the car could potentially be as high as 8 inches off the ground. So I think that's about it. I thought there were some more pictures in here. These are just base C8 stuff. Yeah, here's some other pictures we had. So again, showing the engine bay, a little bit more of a different angle of the car. Again, I really like the stance of this car, even factory. It looks like it sits pretty nicely. The rear end. So if any of you guys out there asking about the spoiler and whether or not you like the design, this is a great shot of it. And I really like it. The more I see this thing, the more I love the way that the car looks from the back. It's super wide. It's got those insanely wide tires on it. The center exhaust is back. That spoiler is really interesting because it actually sits at the top part of the car. It actually sits out from the body. So the wing is the same width as the car is, but it kind of curves in at the top, so it looks like it's actually wider than the body of the car. Daniel, this is the dealer tour car. Yes, we're going to actually go over the dealer dates here in a second to see if one of these is coming to your state anytime soon. But I just wanted to show some of these pictures and talk a little bit about the car before we do that, because obviously you got to know what you're getting. Now, somebody actually mentioned in the chat earlier that this is not the only car going around the state or the states. You could potentially get the yellow Z07 package car as well. So for right now, it is either the red one or the yellow one. I didn't know that the yellow one was going around as well, so that's kind of interesting, because the yellow one actually has more options than this red one does. All the ground effects and everything are exposed carbon. That's all right, Daniel. Yeah, as soon as this video is not live anymore, it will automatically re-upload. You'll be able to watch it all again. Spoilers growing on me, says Phil. I agree. It is. I mean, this picture right here, especially. Whenever I first saw it, I did not like the spoiler originally, but the more I see it, the more I think it is perfect for this car. Now, scrolling down a little bit again, we get a real nice front shot of the car again, showing the massive dive planes and those huge radiators. So this car really should have no issues with overheating or anything like that. But I think that's about it, guys. So we're going to move on now to our article from the Corvette blogger. Now, this is where a lot of the information I get comes from, and they have set up the 2023 Corvette Z06 dealer tour schedule so far. So, like I said, this is not a finalized schedule, but it will give you an idea if you're going to have one coming to your state. They're still adding locations to this as they go. From what I understand, dealerships actually have to pay GM to have this car come to their dealership, so not all dealerships opt in for this. Honestly, what this whole tour is kind of going to do is create hype, and I don't know that this car really needs any more. So most dealerships are probably not going to opt into this because the car's already generating its own hype, and they're going to have trouble getting enough to sell as it is. I don't think they really need to generate any more. So yeah, guys, as we're watching, if you could please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep doing this kind of stuff for you. I love doing the live videos. I'm going to try to do at least one of these a week moving forward. So let me know you're liking it by hitting that thumbs up. It will help circulate this video around YouTube, and it also helps me know I should keep doing these kind of things. So anyway, let's get right into this. The 2023 Corvette Z06 dealer tour gets underway beginning tomorrow, which is actually today. This article was written yesterday. Okay, so they actually updated some of the dealer tours below. They're also hearing that many dealers, particularly those west of Mississippi, are still waiting for dates to be assigned by Chevrolet. So like I said, this is not a final list just yet, but it will give you an idea if you're going to be anywhere near one of these things. Space, I agree. It does not need any more hype. The thing is just already insane. Front seat driver says only reason for the car at a dealer is to get people in to look at their other cars. That's probably true too. So here we go, guys. So if you're from Alabama, you got March 8th and March 9th. March 8th is at Buster Miles Chevrolet from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. March 9th is at Landers McClartley Chevrolet Huntsville. California, we only got one listing so far, but like I said, these will be updated as time goes on. April 4th and April 5th, Connell Chevrolet. So Michael Matarazzo says dealerships do have to pay for it, and we don't have enough. Justin is spot on. Yeah. So that's the problem with a lot of these things is if the dealer is paying to have the car there, they're kind of throwing their money away at this point because they're not going to be able to get enough Z06s to satisfy the demand anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised to find that this list is significantly smaller than it was for the base C8. 11-second Eclipse says, close the chat and hit the like button, guys. Show your support. I agree. 11-second Eclipse, I like you. I like you a lot. That's what you guys, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. It really helps the channel. Moving down, we have Colorado, July 11th. So pushing a little later in the summer. Foundation Chevrolet, Wheat Ridge. Moving down a little bit further, this is where I'm going to see you guys. And we have Florida. So February 25th, we'll be at Bomnin Chevrolet. And February 28th, we'll be there as well at a different location, West Kendall, Miami. That's the one I'm going to be at. So if you guys are in Miami area, come out and say hi. I'll be there filming the car on the 28th. I'll be there probably around 5 o'clock. And I'm going to try to get as much content of that car as possible. So worst case scenario, if you're not there to meet with me, you'll definitely tune into the channel. I'll have a lot of content up there for you. So we got a lot in Florida. We got February 25th, 28th, March 3rd, March 10th, March 15th, March 21st, March 22nd and 23rd, March 25th. I'll leave those up on the screen there for a minute for you guys. If you're from Florida, there's a lot of them happening in there, and that's pretty cool. Red Stingray says, I live in Michigan, which has the 3rd largest dealer, and I still haven't heard them getting the car. Well, we'll see. Might be on this list. So let's keep going here, guys. From Florida, we get Georgia, March 7th, Rick Hendrick Chevrolet, Duluth. Louisiana on March 17th to March 18th, Service Chevrolet. There you go, Michigan. So Red Stingray, it's coming to Dearborn. How close is that to you? Is that something you'll be able to hit up? That sounds like a pretty common area there in Michigan. Let me know if that works for you, because that'd be cool if you get to see the car. Front seat driver says, maybe I can fly out to Florida if work isn't super busy. Yeah, dude, you definitely should. That'd be awesome. I'm landing around 3 o'clock on the 28th. If you could come in around the same time, we could even pick you up from the airport. That'd be pretty cool. So scrolling down a little bit past Michigan, we have New Hampshire on February 19th, which would be tomorrow. That's at McMulkin. That one, supposedly, somebody said in the chat a little bit ago, that will be the yellow Z06 with the Z07 package. Oh, sweet. So you should be able to hit that up then, Red Stingray. That's awesome. So moving down, we got New Jersey, which was today and tomorrow. We'll be at Ciocca still. North Carolina, February 24th, we'll be at Hendrick Chevrolet. Ohio, August 2nd and August 4th. Obviously, August 2nd is Rick Conti's dealership there. And August 4th is Columbia. Now, this is interesting because I don't think that those tours were still happening whenever the base C8 was actually available. So the fact that these are pushing that far into August, that's kind of interesting. Pennsylvania, July 28th at Whitmore Chevrolet. And that is it for the time being. So Corvette Blogger is going to continuously update this and let you guys know if it's coming to your city and state. So right now, that's the list we have. Now, like I said earlier, this list is likely to be smaller than it was with the C8 just because the demand is already so high and there is a very little chance that the dealerships are going to be able to honor the demand they're already getting. So there's not really any point in creating more hype for this, but we'll see. Frank, I did not see any for New York. There are a couple for New Jersey and New Hampshire. You might want to try to hit up one of those. New Hampshire's February 19th. And where was Jersey at? New Jersey is February 18th and 19th. So I guess tomorrow. But depending on how far away those locations are for you, you might be able to go to those instead. So what other questions do you guys have for me? It looks like that's pretty much it as far as the dealer tour is concerned. But what are your thoughts on what has happened so far with this dealer tour? The red Corvette here, if you have seen it. Have any of you seen this in person yet at Ciocca? I'm curious what your thoughts are. I know a couple of the people posted on the Corvette forums have been kind of surprised. I actually was told by somebody on Instagram that it looked even better in person. And that was always my feeling with even the base C8 is that it didn't photograph or video very well, but it always looked a lot better in person. And the Z06 might be the same way. And that's good because that thing photographs pretty nicely as far as I'm concerned. King Ramella asks when Blackout is opening. I'm assuming you mean the Miami location. That is March 1st. So I'm flying down on the 28th to put the final touches on it, and then we are going to open on the 1st of March. Morrow says something about the auto show. So here in Pittsburgh, we have the International Auto Show going on right now, and the base Z06 is there. The Red Mist one is at that show. So you can see these at the auto shows. Not this exact car though. The red one and the yellow one I think are kind of going on tours around the States at this point. Michael Monterazzo says, I really like the base Z06. I wish I could get both. Yeah, a lot of people out there are wishing they could even just get one of them. So Zippity's Garage says he was at the Ciocca event today. He'll have a video up if you guys want to check out his YouTube channel. He lives pretty close to Ciocca, so he walks around there a good bit. That should be pretty cool. His content's awesome for that kind of stuff. Ralph Cruz says, do you have or will you get special insurance for your Corvettes besides the regular full coverage? So, no, Ralph, right now I am with Erie Insurance, something that's, from what I understand, offered pretty much only in Pennsylvania. And the prices are really good. So I'm offered full coverage and everything, and I don't add anything additional to it. So what other questions do you guys have? If you're liking the content, please smash that thumbs up button. I say that a lot in these videos, I know, but I don't know if it comes through or if you guys know how big of a difference that really makes. Just clicking that thumbs up button really, really helps the channel, and it's free. You can hit that thumbs up button. It's not going to cost you a dime, and it will definitely help out the channel, and it will help me continue to be able to do this kind of stuff for you guys. I want to start doing a live video, at least one every week, to really get more connected with you guys and really just talk about cars. I mean, I'm a car guy at the end of the day, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about the C8 Z06 or my Chevy Cruze I used to have. I'm just a car guy. I love talking about this stuff. Front Seat Driver says, National Corvette Museum has great insurance. They do my Z06 and also my Lamborghini before I sold it. We did talk about that, Jason and I. That's always a great option. 11-second Eclipse. Hey, I have Erie 2 for 30 years now. Best car insurance. Yeah, it is one of the better ones as far as price, especially. It was significantly cheaper than what I had before. Justin says he can't wait to cruise this summer. I agree, man. I'm kind of over this winter thing already. I may actually trailer my ZR1 down to Florida just so I can drive it. Zippity's Garage says, HPO 01 looks great at the Pittsburgh Auto Show. Thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate it. You should come out. I know it's kind of a far drive for you, but I'd love to see you out there. So anyway, guys, what else do you have for me? Do you have any other questions? Is there anything else you wanted to see from this event? I actually put up 2 different videos of the car starting up and rolling off the trailer and everything, so you can actually hear the car. It sounds insane. The exhaust on this thing is just absolutely... the only way to classify it is supercar. It just sounds like a Ferrari. So if you guys haven't checked those out yet, those videos are on my channel if you want to look at them. They're real short clips, about 50 seconds long, and it will give you a real good idea of what this thing sounds like. Daniel asks MSRP and Nürburgring time. So MSRP is very likely to be right around $90,000 before options. So if you just get the base car, $90K. Nürburgring, I'm still holding out hope that it's going to be under 7 minutes. Under 7 minutes could literally be 6 minutes and 59 seconds. And honestly, even at 6:59, that is a gigantic win. Oh, so there's my wife giving 19 bucks in the super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. She must be watching. How many people think HPO should get hypersonic gray instead of the usual red or black? That's funny. Yeah. So guys, what color do you think I should get? with the car. Should I get hypersonic gray? That's been kind of on my mind. I'm usually more of a red or black color guy, but what do you think? Road to Exotic says that he joined late and wants to know if I touched on any rumors or production numbers for year one. I didn't in this video, but I'm thinking for year one, we're going to be probably maxed out between 5,000 and 7,000 cars, if I had to guess. It's supposedly tooled to make 15,000, but that's assuming that they're making 40,000 base C8 Corvettes, and they haven't hit anywhere near that number yet. So I'm thinking 5 to 7, probably at absolute most. Sonic Cloud says, anyone who wants aftermarket exhaust for this thing must already be near death. Don't get gray, because that's what I'm getting. LOL. Okay. That's not a good reason not to get gray. Michael Matarazzo thinks I should get yellow. What do you guys think? Yellow or hypersonic gray? Red Stingray Corvette says red. What a surprise, right? I'm actually not against getting red again, I'll be honest. Shane says, Justin, what's up, man? I'm just jumping on here. Is the red stripe around the graphite rims only for the 70th anniversary? No, I don't think so. I saw it on the visualizer for well before the anniversary edition was offered, so I think you can get that on any one of them. Charles Jacob says, always black, can't go wrong with black. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one, Charles. I like all black on cars, but I want contrast with the carbon fiber and show the body lines. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it too. I want to get exposed carbon fiber and obviously the carbon fiber wheels, but to do that, I don't know if black is the best color to really show that. Yeah, so Zippy's Garage says speculation on the price for the car at Ciocca is roughly 120 to 130. That's exactly what I was thinking. The car is going to start right around 90. After you add the 3LZ package, the Z07 package, and some of the other carbon fiber wheels and stuff like that, you're going to get to 120, 130 pretty quick. When is the 23 production starting? So that is actually supposed to be starting in March. So Ralph Cruz donating to the Super Chat. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Where are you from, Ralph? You're on my live chats a lot. I appreciate your support. I'm curious where you're at. Yeah, so guys, I'm definitely getting the coupe. I'm not going to be getting the convertible model of the Z06 with the Z07 package, but I'm curious what colors I should get. Can I start a poll here? I think I can. Let's start a poll. I'm going to start a poll asking you guys what color I should get. So here we go. What color should my Z06 be? All right, so we're going to add a couple options in here. That's all we can add. So I'm going to put a poll in here, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. What color should I get? So the poll's live. Go ahead and let me know what colors you think I should get on the car. How much horsepower does the ZR1? I'm assuming if you're asking about my C7 ZR1, it is 755. The C8 ZR1, I have no idea. The rumor is supposed to be around 800, but that's just a rumor at this point. Daniel says, torch red, non-car guys will think it's a Ferrari. That's pretty much what the general consensus was with the base C8 too. When's the ZR1 coming out? I'm not 100% sure we're going to get a ZR1. The original leaked documents talked about a C8 ZR1 and then afterwards a C8 Zora, but I have a feeling we're only going to get one of those two cars. I don't think we're getting both. All right, guys. So 32% at hypersonic gray and red. You guys, you got to be the one that breaks this. It can't end in a tie. There is a significant amount less for black than I thought there would be. Gray is for old people, says Roger. Jason says, I want to get a Ferrari 488 and put Corvette badges on it. That would be funny. That would be really funny because it's totally the opposite of what people are doing now. All right, so we're now at 35% for hypersonic gray and red. Still tied. Most guys that get a vet are old guys. Well, I don't know. I'm not that old. All right. I believe the E-Ray will be the sleeper of the other two models. I agree. The E-Ray is definitely going to be fast. It's going to be pretty interesting, but at the end of the day, the Z06 is going to make better noises. That's pretty much what I'm interested in. I'm in traffic and got a C7 Z06 next to me. King Ramella, that's awesome that you're watching this while you're in traffic. I appreciate that so much. 11-second Eclipse says matte black would be cool. That's pretty much what I planned on doing. I was going to get the car in black or carbon flash and then stealth wrap it to make it a satin finished car. How much do you think the C8 Z06 would be worth if C9 are electric? Oh, yeah. Ralph, that's the thing with the C8 Z06 right now is that I think it is going to be one of our last internal combustion engine cars. And with that being said, the value of this thing is going to go through the roof if they move forward with fully electric cars anytime soon. So yeah, I mean, you buy this car, even maxed out, you're going to spend somewhere around 130 to 150,000 for this. It's going to be worth 300 within a couple years if they go full electric. Zippity's Garage says Carbon Flash Z06 will be a great color. It definitely will be. I'm hoping they offer that on the car without the 70th anniversary package. Lenny says he's getting hypersonic gray. Yeah, you can't go wrong. That color definitely looks good. All right, I'm going to end the chat. I'm going to end the, not the chat, the poll. Let's see where we're at. All right. So, looks like hypersonic gray won. 34% says hypersonic gray. 30% says red. 20 says black. 15 says yellow. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. My wife wants me to get the hypersonic gray. Dwight Smith says, what do you think is the best single option for the money? Specifically for the Z06 or the C8 in general? Because for the C8 in general, I'm going to say front end lift. That is, without a doubt, the best option that this car has to offer. If you want to know for just the Z06 specifically, probably the carbon ceramic rotors. So Felix says, in Canada, we cannot have a normal C8 under $120,000. You guys are so lucky in the USA. Actually, Felix, we're not much better down here. It's hard to get this car, period. And if you buy it without getting an allocation, you're going to be spending at least $110 to $120 for it here, too. Carrie Glock says the wife is keeping the stats. No, she likes to think she does, but she doesn't. We'll see what happens. I'm not against the hypersonic gray color. I really like it, but I'm leaning more towards black. Hey, boss. Sorry I joined late. Is there going to be a Z06 here in Washington State? No, not officially. That was not on the list. The list is here at the Corvette Blogger website. I'll put it in the description down below once this video is not live anymore. But this list is constantly being updated, so even if your state's not on here, it might get added later. Guys, I just want to shout out the two people that donated to the Super Chat today was Ralph Cruz and my wife. My wife donated some money to the Super Chat. That is always greatly appreciated. It definitely helps the channel. I can't thank you enough. Ralph has been on all of my live chats recently, and he's donated a bunch, and I appreciate that so much. Dwight Smith says, best option for paint protection. Well, it's funny you asked that, Dwight, because I just recently opened up a shop in Miami with Blackout Tinting, which is a detail shop, and they XPEL cars. So basically the XPEL paint protection is on all of my cars. I've always used it. And I recently partnered with them to start a shop in the Miami area. So I would always recommend XPEL paint protection and even XPEL ceramic coating, which we do both of them there in that shop. Shane says to stealth PPF the hypersonic gray. I would. If I get the gray or the black, it's going to be stealthed. If I get red, it is not going to be stealthed because I already did that once. So those are really the three colors I'm really considering. Zippity's Garage says, love my XPEL window tint. Yeah, so the XPEL window tint that I have on my car is actually the XR Plus, which is the ceramic-based window tint. It really helps keep the heat out of your car, and it also helps protect the leather on the dash from UV rays. I don't know if that's the same tint you got or not, Zippity, but if you did, it's definitely the way to go. I know you just recently got a C7, and the car looks awesome, by the way. Any kind of protection against rock chips and scratches, ceramic coatings, the window tint, it's all good stuff. I mean, if you plan on keeping that car for any length of time, you definitely want to protect it. Daniel wants to know if the Z06, if they announced the top speed or updated the quarter mile time. No. So quarter mile and 0 to 60 has already been announced. Those have not been changed. The top speed has not been announced yet, but I believe it's going to end up being right around 202 miles per hour. The Juice says, being top 100 at McMulkin, how long do you think it will take to see me get a Z06? Assuming you are number 100, you're probably still a year and a half to 2 years out, if I had to guess. Kerry Glock says deposit was made 7/21/21, order 11/11/21, and delivered 2/15/2022. That's actually not that bad of a wait. Mine was July of 2020, or I'm sorry, July of 2019, and I got it in July of 2020. So it took me exactly a year to get it. Felix says that the top speed is going to be over 200 miles an hour. Zippity says McMulkin is tomorrow. Yep, so Ciocca is happening still tomorrow as well. Roger says matte black would look good. Yes, it definitely would. Guys, one more time, if you could, please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. If you haven't hit it already, it definitely helps the channel a lot more than you can possibly imagine. It's going to allow me to know you're liking the content enough that I can keep doing these for you guys. I love doing the live videos. I love interacting with you guys, answering questions. So if you'd like to see this keep happening, please hit that thumbs up button. But guys, do you have any other questions for me about the car, about the tour dates, anything like that? I'm more than happy to answer this stuff for you guys. I will leave a link to all this stuff in the description below if you see this video after it's been live, so you can come check them out just to see if it's going to be in your state at any point. Need for Speed says, can you put C8 engine LT6 in a C6 ZR1? With enough money, anything is possible. So you could definitely do that if you wanted to throw some serious money at it, but just to bolt it in, probably not. So if we head over to the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, we have a couple more dealer pictures here, of the dealer tour, I mean. Basically the same kind of stuff, just from a slightly different perspective. Again, the red looks really good on this car. It's super aggressive looking. Just getting online, is there a link to the GM presentation from yesterday? There is, actually. If you go to Corvette Blogger, I believe it's on there. I'll leave a link in the description once this video is not live anymore. Michael Matarazzo is definitely a fan of hitting that thumbs up button, guys. If you want to go ahead and press the thumbs up button for me, like I said, it really helps the channel, and you would honestly please Michael Matarazzo as well. So it's a double win right there. Phil says, thanks for hosting, first time live attender. Thanks for tuning in, Phil. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to do one of these probably weekly because I like interacting with you guys and I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah, if you guys could, please hit that thumbs up button. It definitely will let me know I should keep doing these for you. Kerry Glock says, glad HPO will be getting a Z06 early. Can't wait for the content. I can't either, man. I know your name's Doug. I haven't forgotten you, but I'm just going to keep calling you by your screen name there so people know who I'm referring to. I appreciate it. I definitely will be probably even more excited than you whenever I get the car, but I'm kind of excited to see what your car looks like after it's all done at blackout tinting. What are you getting all done there? Phil wants to know what the difference between ceramic coating and XPEL is. So that's actually a pretty common question. The XPEL paint protection is actually a film that helps protect against rock chips and scratches. Ceramic coating is more so to protect against very finer elements such as like bird droppings and stuff like that. It won't do anything to stop scratches or rock chips. It will help make the car look shinier. It will also ease in the washing, so any dirt or anything doesn't stick as much to the surface. Daniel, early, how early for HPO? So Daniel, I'm going to be one of the first ones with the car. I don't want to tell you I'm going to be the first, but it's going to be pretty early. So as soon as the car is available, I'm going to have it within probably 2 or 3 weeks after that. Why would it take 2 years to get a Z06 if you're under 200 on the list of major dealers? Ciocca, I thought allocations. James, the biggest problem is how many of these cars are going to be able to make. So GM right now is set to make around 15,000 Z06s a year. That's assuming they're making 40,000 base C8s. They have not hit that number yet. The highest they've gotten, I heard the other day, was around 25,000. So at 25,000, you can cut the number of Z06s almost in half. You're looking more like 7,000, 8,000 at most. If that's the case, those 8,000 are going to be distributed amongst the dealerships evenly for the most part, meaning not all 8,000 are going to go to one dealership. So if that's the case, if you're number 200 on the list, it could potentially take a while for you to get the car, especially if they're not able to hit a high number of production. Kerry Glock says, ask for the car to be picked up at dealership and taken to blackout tinting. So blackout tinting is trailering the car for you, I'm assuming? Daniel wants to know, is paint correction a must for new cars? I've never done it before and didn't know about it until recently. Daniel, yes. So my C7 ZR1 I bought brand new, and we just recently had a Lamborghini Huracan in the shop that was brand new. And the paint quality is not perfect from the dealership or from the manufacturer. In fact, it's actually pretty much the opposite. A brand new car needs paint correction as much as a car that's 10 years old. Well, maybe not 10, 2 years old, we'll say. Daniel says, HPO, nice. Can't wait to see your Z06 vids. Thanks, man. Brian Greer, what's up, dude? Charles Jacobs says, James, I was number 40 for a Stingray, and it's just going to the production on the 28th. Wow. Okay. So about a year. So Charles waited about a year for his C8 Corvette, and he was number 40 on that dealership. So that kind of puts it into perspective. The Z06 is going to be even harder to get than the base C8. So if the base C8 took you a year to get, you can add a good amount of time to that for the Z06. It's going to be even harder. The transmission of C8 Z06, same transmission of the Shelby GT500, right? I don't know that it's identical, but it is very similar. Okay, cool. So Kerry Glock is having blackout tinting pick up his brand new C8 Corvette, do some work with it, and then they're going to trailer it back to his house as well. That's awesome. Dwight Smith says, does the production number include right side steering for exports? I believe it does, yes. Let's see what other pictures we have here, guys. Like I said, these are just different pictures from the same event. A lot of them focus on the front end of that car, though, I've noticed, because that is definitely one of the more aggressive styling points for the car. Some more shots of the wheels. And this shot actually shows pretty clearly the Sport Cup 2 tires, which I think is actually kind of weird because those don't say Sport Cup 2Rs. Those are just the regular Sport Cup 2s, I think. Or no, there is an R there. They don't look that much different tread-wise than the Sport Cup 2s. Must just be a softer compound. But we have a lot of the colors here again, all the same colors of the rotor or the calipers. No blues. I was asked about that. Here we can see the rear end of the car again with the door open. That spoiler really, it's really growing on me for sure. Ralph Cruz wants to know, how far is blackout tinting from your dealer to blackout tinting? It's about 3 hours. So the dealership I work with is in Palmyra, Pennsylvania. Blackout tinting is in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. It's about a 3-hour drive. Now, I drove my C8 whenever I bought it. I drove it home and then drove it the next day up to blackout tinting, and there was only one rock chip that I could find, and it was down really low. So I managed to get lucky on that one, but in the future I'd have it trailered. Michael Matarazzo says that they did a job with blackout tinting and they did an awesome job. They are amazing. Yeah, absolutely right. So I remember that. I was part of that deal. Really cool car. It was a shadow gray metallic car. It was one of the very first one. Actually, it was the first one out of the dealership, and it had to get protected, of course. So I recommended blackout tinting. Phil says, I'm number 1090 at Ciocca. I guess I'll keep the reservation and let my grandkids buy it. Oh, that's funny, Phil. It's funny, but it's not far from probably the truth. I mean, it's going to be a while. This car is going to take a long time for most people to get. I've been on a list for the Z06 for years at this point. That's the only reason I was able to get one as early as I am, and even I'm not number one. All right, guys, so one last time, if you could please hit that thumbs up button. If you minimize the chat, the thumbs up button is actually right underneath the video. So if you press that for me, it really helps me. I would really, really appreciate it. And like I said, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You just click that button and it's going to help me out. And you'll make Mike Matarazzo happy. So like I said, you're killing all kinds of birds with one stone there. Kerry Glock says, I'm the reason he's going to blackout tinting. It was based on my content. I appreciate that. I think I've said it a couple times in previous videos, but I'll say it again here. I do not recommend anything on my channel that I don't personally use. So if you see me reviewing something on one of my videos or talking about a company that I deal with, it's only because they are the highest quality that I can find. So I'm never going to try to sell you something that is garbage quality. If you see it on here, it is definitely the best of the best. Congratulations on the Miami business. Thank you. I appreciate that. We are going to be officially open on March 1st. Yep, Mike Matarazzo, I know it was Doug's. I actually have a couple videos of it on my channel of the C8 that me and Mike Matarazzo were just talking about that went to blackout tinting. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I really appreciate all of you tuning in. Hopefully, I was able to get you a little bit of information about the tour dates for the Z06. I hope I helped you out a little bit with that. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free. Leave them on any one of my videos. I am still in the process of making YouTube shorts to answer all of your questions. So if you guys ever have any questions you want me to personally answer for you, leave them on one of my videos and let me know in that comment that you want me to answer it in the YouTube shorts, and I will get you a video answering your question. I have 3 or 4 of them up right now where I was answering personal questions from other people that were asking on the channel. You could be the next one. If you have any questions you want me to answer, feel free. Leave them on any parts of the channel, Instagram, wherever you want to leave it. Just let me know you want me to answer it in the YouTube shorts. Dwight Smith, Clear Bra is an absolute must. I'm actually partnered with Blackout Tinting to open up a shop in Miami installing XPEL paint protection, and really, I would never drive a car without it. Sorry I came late. The Z06 is at the Pittsburgh International Auto Show right now. Not this Z06, but there is a Z06 there. It's the Red Mist Z06, not the Z07 package car. But guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. I appreciate all of you tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. And leave me any comments, any questions you may have for me. I will definitely get you an answer. But for now, guys, I will catch you in the next one.